Okay, this is one of my favorite calls of the program where I get to actually hear from my lovely ladies and actually hear like a bit about their experience of being on the program. Like I actually know some of this stuff because I've actually got to know them over the 12-week period and we've been working together and we've been meeting on calls like every week, which is so great because I feel super privileged that I actually get to call these people my friends now because we have spent so much time together and we have like, been like masterminding through like challenges and like, and wins and highs and lows and things like this. It's really good. So tonight we're going to have some like shares from some of my beautiful ladies that have just been on my current Thrive program, and we're just going to hear from them talking a little bit about their experience of being part of the program and what they have like what has happened for them. So I can actually see Janine. I don't know if you're happy to talk first. Maybe you can share a little bit of what was happening for you before you started, and then we can talk about like what your experience has been. How does that sound?
Yep, sure, why not? Yeah,
Janine's coming to us from New Zealand as well, my
yeah.
homeland.
Kia ora. Um, and yes, well, I probably started off back in, my 20s, sort of yo-yo dieting and everything like that, trying something and yeah, then stopping and starting. And as I've got older, learned about my personality and figured that out. And Facebook led me to Chanel.
Facebook. So I
Yeah.
often don't know where you guys like find me. So it's like nice for me to like hear like where we connected as well. So Facebook was our introduction. That's cool. And
Yeah.
what's your experience been like being part of the program?
It's been great. It's been good to connect with the ladies that are going on a similar journey and following a sort of a program that I was used to, logging food and things like that, but I wasn't focused on protein and that. So that was something new. I always like a bit of protein and but putting it in the right direction and actually eating more,
Yeah.
um, which was great. Yeah,
Because I
and that.
think, like you touched on before, our generation basically grew up like we need to eat less to like change our body composition. So our
Yes,
whole life, it's like eat less, be smaller, that kind of psyche. And now we're realizing that that doesn't serve us. And so we're reframing ourselves and trying to reteach ourselves that actually we need to eat enough calories so our body gets what it needs, and that comes in the form of like protein and things like that.
yeah, and it's been great. And I'm been having the protein powders, and I've tried all your recipes and that. And some of them I'm like, nah, that's not for me. I can't do that. And but you've given us so many different options and found something that's worked for me and my daily. Yeah, so that's great. All the options are awesome.
That's good. So that's true because nutrition is very personal, like what someone likes and someone else might not necessarily like. Or,
That's right.
if you are pescatarian or vegetarian or you're choosing different types of nutrition as well, that also comes into it. So it gives you the chance to have that freedom, like be able to, because I think I could have given you all like individual meal plans, but the reason I don't do that, not only on the program, but also with my one-on-one clients, is because that doesn't teach you anything. Like, and the reason personally, I experienced that in my own journey where I worked with a nutritionist once and she just gave me the meal plans. And so I just ate it. And of course, I got success, but I did not learn anything. So as soon as I stopped working with her, then what happened? Like, I didn't learn anything. So I just reverted back to what I was doing before. So this way enables you to actually learn because you get to make the choices.
And that's been great that you've, educated and changed the way sort of thinking is like you haven't just said, okay, eat, 150 grams of protein a day. You've taught us, why that's important, and especially, someone who's, going through menopause and that, and so that's been, valuable, and yeah.
Amazing. Well, what we might do is go through everyone quickly, and then we can all get in and have a group conversation that might be like more beneficial. So if Kate, if you're able to chat, maybe you can just give us a quick like before and how you found the program as well.
Yeah, that's fine. So I was in a pretty good routine with nutrition and exercise before the program, but it was probably the lifestyle modules that really appealed to me because I'm a mum of 3 school-aged children, one who was diagnosed with a chronic disease about 9 months ago. So it was a case of deciding to do the program to put myself first for a little while, and just a little bit of body recomposition as well. So I found that I was just actually under eating protein. It was probably only by about 15, 20 grams a day, but it was enough to cause me to be hungry and snack of an evening. And so with the high protein recipes, that's all disappeared after dinner. I'm done. I'm satisfied.
Amazing. And how's the body compositioning going?
Yeah, good. So I'm down about maybe 1 kilo to 1.5 kilos from where I started. But it's more about I can see that I'm building some muscle. I can see that my clothes are fitting better around the waist. So I don't tend to focus too much on the scale weight, really, because I really didn't have a lot of weight to lose as such. But I'm definitely feeling stronger, and my energy levels are probably better as well.
Amazing. And because that is something that, well, I tend to kind of reiterate because it's my, I suppose, life goal now. Similar to what Kate just mentioned, obviously I've just been through a calorie deficit, but I got on the scale to kind of show a few lessons, if you like, but we don't focus on that. And this especially is important in our generation because that is how we used to define success. We were eating less, trying to be small, and using the scale as the success measure. And now we are changing that because we are focused on building muscle, and building muscle because we want to keep out of the nursing home. So yes, body composition is important, and we all have that choice to change our body composition. And if you're listening to this and you're, in this stage of life, and you've heard that the belly fat is just a consequence of menopause, well, that doesn't have to be the case. You definitely can change your body composition, but our real focus is so we're not in the nursing home when we're old. Like, we now are not afraid of aging because this is the new generation of getting older, where we're not worried anymore because building muscle and being strong is actually going to keep us living a long, healthy life with good quality of living. And that's really like a big focus that we talk about here on the program. So getting stronger, Kate, incredible, amazing. Lynette, are you able to quickly tell us? Oh, she's talking. She's on her way home, so she can't talk. Kylie, do you want to give us like a little before and after as well?
Hi, Chanel. I'm just in a hotel at the moment, so I'm just going to move.
Oh, we've got everyone out and about today.
Yes, that's okay. Well, in my room, I had no service. So anyway, all good. All good.
Well, appreciate you being here.
Oh, well, I'm waiting for my husband so I can go out for dinner. So it was perfect timing, really. Hey, I think well, this is my 3rd or 4th time now, Chanel, joined the program, and I must say I do feel every time I do the program, I learn something new. I learn something new, but I also learn something new about myself. And I think because there is so much information, and the books, I absolutely love reading the books. So it does take time to obviously take in all that information and then implement changes and routines. But what I found probably more so that's beneficial for me is, again, just reiterating that what you said before, Chanel, is wanting to live a long and healthy life without any chronic diseases. Getting the DEXA scan, getting my bloods checked, just checking my levels of like my calcium I needed to boost up. So that really gave me some insight. Okay, well, I'm on track now, which is a good starting point. And now I've got a benchmark in terms of my health. It's a good state at this moment. And in 5 to 10 years' time, I can do a check and then just discover that, my diet is adequate. My diet is adequate enough to keep growing, keep getting stronger, and preventing any chronic diseases in the future. So I really enjoyed that journey because it was a positive feedback that yes, the diet, the changes that I've made has been a good thing.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah, it was a big tick. It was a big tick. No sugar, diabetes, because my over family history of that.
Yeah.
And I was just rapt to get the good news back from the doctor. It was a bit scary, but yeah.
And it is scary. So I think
Yes.
because it's scary, sometimes that stops us from doing it, right?
Yeah.
So this is the thing. It's like understanding that we need to do these things because otherwise, if we don't have that information, we can't actually deal with what it is, whether we have to make changes or we're on the right path or whatever it is. So yes, it can be scary, and sometimes that leads us to putting our head in the sand, but education is power. And that's why, like, obviously, like Kylie's done the program a few times. And so the reason you keep coming back is because the program does evolve, like, because the research is changing. Menopause women are finally being researched. I'm actually about to just be part of a new research study myself. And this is exciting for us because finally, like, we are being like able to get the latest research and science, the latest. So this is why the information is always evolving and the best practices are coming to light, and we're understanding so much more about what we can do to live our best lives. I want, Kylie, if it's okay for you to share when you first, because Kylie's had a pretty awesome transformation, so it'd be cool just for you to revisit that maybe a little bit. When you very first, before you started the first time, because in your journey you can explain how much weight you've lost, but before you very first joined the first time, you were, what was happening for you, and what now is your truth?
Yeah, I must say I was in a pretty vulnerable state, where I was definitely 10 kilos overweight to what I am now, and tried everything to try and lose the weight. And look, my diet didn't change. It just couldn't get rid of the body fat no matter what I did. And it was quite a frustrating time. And I found it really difficult because I was trying to reach out for help and have conversations with other women, but no one wanted to talk about it. And I couldn't find an avenue where I could get information that I could trust. And there is some information out there, but you just don't know whether you can't validate the information. So that's where I found you, Chanel, with your podcast. And I started listening to all your podcasts, and it just, I felt I could really relate to you and your journey. And that's when I started the protein challenge. And that's when I started to see the symptoms start to subside. I actually felt like my body was actually starting to make some changes. I actually was starting to feel a bit better, and the symptoms weren't so bad. It was really hard, I think, emotionally too, going through that stage. You just can't find the answers. So when I joined the Thrive program, that was just a light bulb moment for me. It was just opening up a book of so much information and options and avenues and things to try. And I was just like, oh, wow, yes, there is people out there the same as me that are willing to talk about it, that are open about talking about it. And I didn't feel so alone anymore. I was like, yes, I'm sharing this journey with other women just like me. And I think that was the deal breaker for me, because I just felt like, okay, there's other people on this journey. We can do this together and share our results, and you hear about other people's stories and you can relate to their stories. And I just love the program. And I think that's why I continue to do it, because like everyone's different, everyone goes through a different journey, but there's always positive results, positive outcomes. And sometimes they're only small things, but those smallest things make the biggest difference, right? Like even just losing 1 kilo is just a massive change. And it really is so uplifting, isn't it? It just makes you feel so good that you're on track.
Yeah, it is. It's cool to be able to share it too, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Sharing those wins and yeah. Yep.
And frustrations too, because generally, like a lot of women do come in like wanting body composition changes, or it's really common, like people, pretty much 99% of people come to me because they want to get rid of the belly fat. And same thing as you, Kylie, like it came from tonight, like it was depressing to me, like, and so, then there's periods where you're challenged with that. Like it's like, well, I've been doing everything right and nothing's happened. And then you get frustrated, and you can share that as well, like, because that is part of the journey too. So sometimes that's when we actually catch ourselves and we then don't continue on. But because you're in an environment that's supportive, and even if you're jumping on a call and you're just listening, you're not sharing because you're having a bad week, you still come away feeling like, right, this is the way, like I can do it, like, you're staying around that positive environment. And I think that's why it's like so beneficial. I'm going to throw a few questions your way, and you guys can all like let me know your thoughts. Firstly, I want some feedback. This time on the program, we had 6 guest speakers that came on sharing different information, and this is like a new kind of upgrade, if you like, for the program this time. So I'd love to hear, did you enjoy having the guest speakers like this time?
Yeah, I'll share. Yeah, no, it's been great because I can revisit them and relook at them time and time again, and get some really good ideas. I think was the Marie for, yeah, she was really, I was impressed with her motivational sort of way of, sharing things. And yeah, I found that really good and look forward to hearing more from her.
Yeah, cool. Lynette, love the guest speakers. Kylie, yes, bring on the guest speakers. Cool. So, and Janine kind of touched on like the food. How about you got the others? Did you like the recipes? We had like a new prune recipe, because for those of you listening in, prunes actually help with bone density. So I've got more prune recipes actually coming your way. But did we like the new recipes this time? And if you are listening in, basically you get access to my recipe library. So every week there's new recipes that go into the recipe library and on the meal plan. So this is just like, I suppose, gives you variety and the ability to try like new recipes as well. So that's something else that you get to enjoy along the way. So anything else anyone would like to share? Any maybe light bulb moments? Was there a light bulb moment over the 12-week period that was like a standout for you? They're thinking. They're thinking.
Are you there? Yeah.
Yes.
No, well, I had a light bulb moment just like a few days ago when I was thinking whether or not I rejoin for another 12 weeks. And
Oh, Janine, we've lost you. You're on mute.
yeah,
Oh.
and I was thinking whether or not I keep doing it. But then I think I went over one of the speakers again and listened to your videos that you sent. And then I was like, yeah, this is not a short-term thing. And I know through the journey that I've figured, no, I've got to stick in there. Talking to all these ladies have been great, getting their wins every week and think, yes, I want to do that too. So yeah, so that's been really valuable.
Yeah, awesome. Exciting, Janine. Kate, did you have any light bulb moments?
I just think with when Dr. Kate came on as the guest speaker, there was just a lot of options out there and things to try in terms of HRT or estrogen gel, which I've started using. So that came about as a result of that discussion, which was really helpful.
Amazing, amazing. Kylie, I'm back on HRT and it has helped immensely. That's so good. Lynette, did you have any light bulb moments? I'm not sure if Lynette can actually, she's traveling, but any other light bulb moments from the past program, or any parting, if someone's listening to this and they are in a situation where maybe they're suffering or they're frustrated or they don't have the body composition that they want, or they don't know about HRT or any of the things, what is your advice like for them? Would you recommend them join the program?
Yeah, hey Chanel, I believe there is a lot of women out there that are suffering and they fear to make that step. And I'm not really sure why that fear is, or why maybe they just find it too difficult to make that step or make a change. Because I've spoken to a couple of women at work, and yeah, they're not on board. And I just wanted to know whether you've come across people like that yourself, Chanel, that are just maybe a little bit hesitant, and why they are hesitant.
I definitely think that's the case. And I think some of it comes back to maybe they've tried like diets or different things, or they've spent money on supplements, and they then are like, well, why is this going to work? And so this is why having this chat with you guys who have just finished, a 12-week block is so beneficial, because you can impart your journey and your advice, and maybe you guys can give them some of your advice, like, was it scary? Was it hard? Was it, or is the fear that's holding you back, is that actually, what's holding you back from all of the success that you can have? Like, the actual, because really what, yes, everyone comes because they want their bikini body, and I get that. Like, that was me too, right? And we do that here. We get the body composition, it's all good, but actually you want to be your best self, right? Like, I'm 51, I'm nearly 52, and I'm halfway through my life. Like, I'm going to live till I'm 100, so I want to live like the best quality of my life, and if you're not waking up every day feeling excited about your day and what opportunities there are for you, then you're not living your best life, and so this is an opportunity for you to learn how to do that. And so fear holds us back because we're worried that we'll fail. We're worried that, will it work? Will I let myself down? Will I, like all of those things, that it's usually all of the past. So I mean, I can speak from my experience that if we let fear rule us, we will never do anything, right? it's when we push through the fear that we actually step outside of our comfort zone. That's when actually the really cool stuff happens, because that's when we grow. But when we live in the fear and we stay here, that's when we don't learn and we don't become our best selves. So I think there's a number of reasons, and like obviously those fears will be quite personal and individualized. But if we let the fear drive us, then that's when we will never progress. And we know, because you guys, you know, I know like from when we started week 1 to here in week 12, the difference, and, you know, like how everyone is, you know, progressing and feeling. And even if you haven't got your goals yet, you know they're there because you're getting movement forward, right? So that's why I think it's cool to hear you guys share, so you can give even advice. Like if someone is listening to this and they're fearful, what would you say? What do you say to them?
I'm a long way away from my, you know, ideal bikini body, but I've just got the body I've got now, and I've got so much more energy, you know, to just deal with that. And, you know, that's the best thing, you know. I want to be, you know, 53 and have energy to go to work, to come home and still do things around the house. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's it, Janine. And because like you guys know, we are about creating a lifestyle. And so Janine is creating the lifestyle. Now it's the consistency of her lifestyle that's going to get her her results. So she knows, that's why part of the reason why she's rejoined for another the next program is because she knows this works. And so she's in for the long haul, and she's like about making it happen, right? And so that's another thing. This isn't just like a diet. This isn't just we're going to lose, you know, 5 kilos and get in a bikini. This is like your lifestyle. This is the new you. And this can take some time to unravel some habits and behaviors, but this is actually creating the new version of you. And this is life, not just something. So that's the difference too.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a holistic program, isn't it, Chanel, rather than just focusing on diet. I think that there's just so many more elements than just what you're eating, what you're consuming, because, you know, obviously you go through all those different elements to
For sure.
change your lifestyle. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And of course, we start with nutrition because that's
Yep.
the base of our health and wellness. So when you learn that, like you guys all have, then you apply it, then you get the energy like Janine's talking about. So once we have energy, that affects our motivation, it affects like how we feel and how we think and our ability to show up and do the things. So yeah, it's all interconnected for sure. So yeah. There's lots there. But I just want to thank you guys so much for joining today. I truly appreciate you sharing, because there are so many women out there suffering. And of course, that's the reason I put this program together, was quite frankly, I needed it myself 7 years ago. And I took 3 or 4 years to sort my crap out. And I don't want that for anyone else. Like if the word suffering is coming into it, it shouldn't be happening. You know, like once you know what to do and you start to apply it, your life changes. And everyone should want to be, you know, feeling and you know, looking and feeling their best. And we all have that ability. And once we know how to do it, we can apply it. So thank you so much, ladies, for sharing tonight. You're incredible. I'm excited because all of you are doing the next program as well. Yay, we get to keep working together. If you are listening into this and you are wanting more information, then please, you know, reach out, ask questions, comments, anything, and we'll make sure I get you all of the information you need. The waitlist
So
for the
now,
Oh, yes, Janine.
yeah. Are you doing another 3-week protein
Yes.
thing before the next one? Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. We'll be doing another protein challenge in May. So I am just getting that ready now. And that will have a little bit of a facelift as well. So I'm excited for obviously you guys can go share it with all of your friends, and if you're listening into that, you'll be able to join us on the next free protein challenge, which all of these ladies, actually Kate might not have done it, but she will definitely join in next time. It is where I teach you how to prioritize your protein, and it is a lot of fun. There's lots of prizes in the week, so I can't wait to see you there. Thanks for joining tonight, ladies, and I will see you all soon. Bye.